Hello, and welcome to Aviation 101 with Laura. Over the last few months, I've been doing a bunch of different video, kind of like public announcements about the changes to regulations relating to the U.S. Agent for Service rule that the FAA recently issued, and that in the next really few weeks is going to become fully required for all people who have a registered address that is outside the United States with the FAA. So I want to thank my video sponsor, Valier. They've been sponsoring some of this content the last few months, but we're just going to highlight the top 4 reasons why you need a U.S. Agent for Service. Number 1, of course, is the legal requirement. We want to comply with 14 CFR. And this recent rule change, you can look it up, 14 CFR Part 3. I'm going to link in the description at the end screen to my other video where I unpack this entire regulation, but it is now mandated for foreign address holders with various compliance dates. And what does that really mean? If you don't comply, your FAA certificate or your aircraft registration is now ineffective. And when I say your certificate, I'm talking not just about pilots, because we're also talking about mechanics. We're talking about dispatchers. We're talking about flight attendants. We're talking about holders of the ground instructor certificate. I think I said flight instructors. There's probably some other ones that I'm missing. Flight engineer. There's even like UAS, parachute rigger. I'm positive I'm missing something, so you guys can let me know in the comments. But no certificate privilege is no using it. Now, I said no flying on my slide here, but also I mean like no using mechanic certificate, no being a flight attendant, no being a dispatcher, no exercising your privileges if you don't comply with the regulation. So that is where Valier is really going to shine for you, because it is a requirement to comply with this rule. And that builds on my second point, which is that you are responsible for what you don't receive from the FAA. And the FAA sends you time-sensitive notifications. It could be like a notice that you require re-examination. Hopefully not a certificate revocation or a suspension or a denial, but like medical requests. I just released a video about how the FAA needs you to reply to requests for clarification for medical. You are considered basically served with those papers, even if you never actually got the information because it somehow didn't get forwarded to you properly. And some FAA reply windows are as short as only 2 days, which is scary, really. And especially if you are trying to get a medical. Oh, I should back up. This applies to student pilots also. So if you're a student pilot and your certificate address is outside the U.S., this would apply for you as well. Let's say you have a student pilot and you're trying to get your medical, or you run into an issue with your medical, it gets denied or something, deferred, then you are going to be communicating with the FAA a lot, and you want to get that information back to the FAA so you can reply. So seeing what the FAA is sending you in a timely manner is very important for you. Some people might say, I'll just list my friend or a family member. You can do that. The FAA allows you to do that. If you name your friend or relative, though, I would ask, is that fair to them? And here's why I'm asking that. Are they really available 24 hours a day, some days a week? Are they going to scan forward and notify you the exact same day that the mail gets received? I mean, that's kind of asking somebody a lot that's your friend or family member. And I'm sure they're a responsible person, but what happens if somehow they actually lose something? They piles it up on the counter, and, I have kids, and something else gets piled up, or the tuna gets spilled on it, or who knows what, and the thing never gets to you. So what could you risk? Is it fair to put that responsibility on your friend or relative? You risk losing FAA documents, outdated contact information, and potentially relationship issues if things go wrong. If them not sending it to you and you had a 2-day window from the FAA to reply, or a 7-day window and you never got it in time to actually reply, is that really worth it? I would say no. And so having a professional agent such as Valier, it buys you peace of mind. Their job is catch and forward everything you get from the FAA in the mail and send it to you immediately. They do that with their safe and secure website so that you get immediate notification, text, email, whatever your preferences are, set up so you can then log into their site, the secure site, see what the FAA has sent you, and then say if you want them to send it to you in paper form or if just seeing it, and then you can reply to the FAA without actually having it sent to you because you can see it because they scan it. That's their job. And they have their own designated and dedicated FAA adjacent office with all the secure systems to scan your mail, and they have outstanding support. And this is a pretty low cost to use, $75 a year. It is way less than the cost of losing a letter, not getting your medical issue sorted out. And it's way less than losing your entire certificate over not complying with this regulation. And I talked with our dispatch inspector, who I work with a lot here in my job because I am a dispatch teacher and I work with the FAA. Last time he was over here, he said, yeah, make sure people are complying with 14 CFR Part 3. This change of the regulation has to be complied with. And we are, as inspectors, authorized to basically go after people who don't comply. You don't want to lose your certificate. You want to be in compliance. So $75 a year if you're a foreign address on file with the FAA. It is way less than the cost of losing your certificate over not complying with this rule. So thanks to Valier. Check this out. Check out my other content on the screen that's about to come up and in the video description. And you have a fantastic day from Laura at Aviation 101 with Laura.